Welcome back. I look at you and I feel like such an underachiever. Honestly.
Certainly not you.
You're so young and you've done so much. What drives you?
You know, people look at things I've done and assume it's a fait accompli. When I was in school, from primary, nursery, primary, secondary, I never ever stepped up to leadership. I was shy, I couldn't speak, I was afraid to say anything, but I had very, very minority views about everything. I had very, very, what we call extreme. You know, I disagreed violently with much of the orthodoxy that I met, and I felt that someone needed to be able to stand for those beliefs. You know, things like my belief for gay rights goes directly to who I am as a person.
Yeah, but how do you go from being shy to then that journey where you can actually stand on the stage, on the public stage, and say things?
That's the only way that I can push what I believe in.
The person you're describing is so different from the person sitting across from me, and so you kind of wonder, well, how does someone lose shyness and become vocal?
Well, I haven't lost shyness. I've learned to simulate boldness. So usually, you know, there's nothing that I do that doesn't come with a very big dose of fear. But then I have realized that to do the kind of things that I really want to do, that give me joy, that make me feel accomplished and fulfilled daily, it requires me to take risks. And to take risks, I have to be bold. And if I am not bold, I will fake the hell out of it.
So the fear is something that is there,
it's there,
but you just sort of push it to the back.
Keep moving.
This journey you're on, I'm assuming you're making a little bit of money. Fame has rapidly followed. You're in demand as a speaker. What is in it for you?
What is it for me is the ability to influence people with what I strongly believe in. Strongly. There are some issues that I'm strongly passionate about. Minority rights, voting, active citizenship, jobs for young people. I feel like if I am not able to build myself a pulpit for the ideas that I am convinced about, then I will never be able to shape the conversation for the world I want to see.
You sound, forgive me for saying so, as like someone who wants everybody to think in the way that they do.
I want everybody to acknowledge the things that I think are important. I acknowledge, I'm ready, but people will not believe it. It's like what I acknowledge that people might not agree, but they need to recognize it. We live in a society that delegitimizes dissent, that shuts it down, that swats it away, that reaches a consensus very quickly about big issues and doesn't consider any other opinions as valid. I have a distaste, a pungent distaste for societies that close debate around orthodoxy. I have a distaste. I believe that there is no such thing as this debate is closed. So for me, constantly, I want to open the debate again.
And for young people who are watching you, how do you manage to fit it all in? So many things you're doing, multitasking must be something that comes second nature to you. Describe your day to me.
Even I can't describe my day. So, because what happens is, for all of these things, I'm now I've learned to plan, but I've never been an instinctive planner. Because I feel like planning would scare me from doing the things I want to do. So I just go. I literally just wake up and say, this is what I want to achieve. You know, sometimes I set impossible goals and I have no idea how I'm going to achieve them. But I know that if I put one foot in front of the next, if I don't achieve it, I will get as close to it as possible. So really, there is no method to the madness. I tell to people that I can't wait.
Are there no lessons for young people watching you who think, well, you know what, he makes sense, I'd like to be in a similar place to him, or even if not in the same similar place, but just to be able to get on with it?
Well, two things. Oh yes, two things. One, the ability to conquer your fears, because our biggest fears are tied to our biggest potential most of the time. The biggest fears that we have are mostly, just to quickly give an example, this question you've asked me now about the space between running a media outfit and so on and so, was a debate that plagued me for years. Actually, you're a journalist, this is not going to work. And then one day, and then it limited me. I would not speak about public issues. I would not talk about anything. For 1 year after the youth launch debate, I was almost dying. And so I said, no, Chude, you can't be like this. People are going to criticize you, but then let them do it. And since then, I've become bolder. I wrote my book that's taking me to all kinds of places. I find that the things that make us fearful the most are tied to the things that will help us fulfill our potential the most. So one is I've learned to conquer my fears of being disliked, my fears of being criticized, my fears of being shut down. The second thing is relentlessness, not resilience. Resilience is the ability to take it. Relentless ability to take it, then move beyond it. I never stop moving.
Okay, so 5 years from now, where do you see yourself?
I don't know, and I don't want to know. I honestly don't want to know. I know that because people put you under so much pressure to answer this question, I've said that I want to build a network of media houses. And of course, I have huge visions for what I want, where I want Robin Minds, our TV show, to get to in terms of a youth television station. I have ideas about how I want Wine Nigeria to grow in terms of the bureau offices across Africa. I have ideas about that and the kind of clients Red Communication needs to work for. So those are plans for business, plans for me as an individual moving ahead. I enjoy every bit of the journey. Nobody told me, and I didn't dream it, and I didn't envision it, that I was going to be here doing what I'm doing now on this level at any point. I like the thrill of discovering what God has in store for me.
The first Igbo president, perhaps?
First, I'm a minority Igbo, so it might take us a long time. We're even struggling to become governor of Delta. I mean, again, I don't know where God is going to take me.
So you're not ruling anything out?
I've never ruled anything out. I might become a go-go dancer. I've never ruled anything out. And that's honestly it. I've learned that people who say no are later accused of hypocrisy. And I don't want to be accused of hypocrisy.
Chude, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you.
You've been watching Straight Talk with me, Kadaria Ahmed. And my guest tonight was the young entrepreneur, Mr. Chude Jideonwo, with whom I discussed politics and the run-up to the 2015 elections, the homophobic laws passed in Nigeria, journalism under the peculiar circumstances of corruption in the country, his personal driving force, and his fast-growing media empire. Join me next week when I'll be in conversation with another special guest. Have a very good evening.